Greeting to all. Allow me to present myself. I'm Yulispan, a current executive MBA program at IPMI International School starting in September 2023. Today is a beautiful day to share about my mind mapping about the corporate finance course that I took under the teaching of Professor Roy Sembel. This is about Professor Roy Sembel, my lecture. And then for the corporate finance, that's the area of finance known as corporate finance examines how companies allocate their finance resource and choose their course of action to meet the financial objective. It involves a variety of capital structure, investment, and also financing related tasks. Maximizing shareholders' value is the main objective of the corporate finance experts who strive to make choice that will result in the effective use of the resource and also the creation of wealth for the owners. When we talk about the corporate finance, we will cover topics like finance management and the time value of money, capital budgeting, analysis of securities and portfolio investment, capital structure and also corporate restructuring, fraud risk management, then the recent issues in finance and also international finance and dividend policy. Corporate finance is the exciting field that attracts the individual with the curious mindset, a love for problem solving, and interest in the intersection of business and finance. The continuous challenge, the impact on the business strategy, and also the diverse career opportunities make corporate finance a dynamic and fulfilling area for those passionate about the financial aspect of business. If we talk about the corporate finance, we also talking about the financial management and time value of money. This is part of the corporate finance. A company abilities to create value is closely related to the finance management practice. A company's overall health and prosperity are influenced by sound financial management practice. And also which include risk management, cost optimization, capital allocation, and strategic financial planning. Over time, these activities is raise shareholders' value. The process of increasing the company's or organization overall value for its stakeholders and shareholders is known as value creation in financial management. By making strategic choice that have a favorable effect on the organization's financial performance and health, financial manager play a critical role in the creating value. And then for the time value of money is a financial concept suggests that the value of the sum of money is not constant over time. As we know, the money is right now is if we value for the after the 10 years is very different due to its earning potential. In other words, a specific amount of money today is considered more valuable than the same amount of the money in the future. This principle is based on the idea that money has the potential to earn interest or generate returns over time. This area two main components of the time value of money. First is the present value. Present value is the current worth of a future sum of money discounted at the specific rate of returns. And the second one is future value. Future value is the amount of money that a present sum of money will grow to over time when it earns interest or returns. The time value of money has several practical applications in finance, including investment decision, loan amortization, valuation of bonds, stocks, and also retirement planning. Understanding of the time value of money is critical for making informed financial decision and evaluating the economic worth of investment or financial transaction over the different time periods. It is a foundation concept in finance that plays a central role in various financial calculation and analysis. That is the financial management and time value of money. And then we move to the capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is a strategic financial planning process that involves evaluating and selecting long-term investment projects to allocate a company's capital effectively. The goals of capital budgeting is to identify projects that will generate positive return and enhance the overall value of organization. The process is crucial for making informed investment decisions that align with the company's goals and maximizing shareholders' wealth. Key concept or key step for the involved in the capital budgeting are the project identification, estimation of cash flow, time value of money, calculation of net present value, and also internal rate of return, or usually we know the terminology ERR, IRR, and then payback period, profitability index, risk analysis, decision makings, and implementation, then monitoring about the project. That's for the global meanings about the capital budgeting. And then we talking also about the analysis of securities and portfolio investment. What is the analysis of securities? Analysis of securities is involved evaluating and assessing various financial instruments such as the stocks, bonds, and other investment options. To make informed investment decision, investor is conduct security analysis to estimate the potential risk and return associated with a particular investment and to determine its suitability for inclusion in a portfolio. There are two main approach to security analysis is we can say is fundamental analysis and then the technical analysis. How about the portfolio investment? Portfolio investment is refers to the allocation of funds across a diverse range of assets, such as stock, bonds, real estate, and other financial instruments, with the goal of achieving an optimal balance between risk and return. The objective of portfolio investment is to construct a well-diversified portfolio that can maximize return while minimizing overall risk. Investor, both individual and institution entities, engage in portfolio investment to achieve their financial objective, whether it be capital appreciation, income generation, or a combination of both. Effective analysis of securities and portfolio investment involve a combination of quantitative and also qualitative method. Investor need to strike a balance between risk and return, adapt to changing the market condition, and also stay informed about relevant economic and financial factors. Continuous monitoring and periodic adjustment to the portfolio are essential to align it with the investor financial goals and risk tolerance. That's the third point for the corporate finance. And then we also talking about the capital structure and corporate structuring, part of the corporate finance. What is capital structure? Capital structure refers to the mix of funding sources of a company uses to finance its operation and growth. It represents the proportionate combination of equity and debt that a firm employs to fund its activities. The capital structure decision is a crucial aspect of financial management, as it has significant implication for the company risk profile, cost of capital, and also overall financial performance. And then for the corporate restructuring, refer to the changing the significant changes made to the composition or structure of a company with the aim of enhancing its efficiency, profitability, and competitive position. Corporate restructuring is also a complex process that requires careful planning, execution, and communication. It is often driven by a company needs to adapt to changing market dynamics, improve financial performance, and position itself for long-term success. The success of the restructuring effort depend on the effective leadership, strategic decision-making, and the ability to navigate challenges inherent in such transformative initiative. Corporate restructuring and capital structure are two areas of financial management that closely related. When deciding whether to reorganize and also business owner frequently think about how to minimize their capitalization in order to accomplish strategic objective. The long-term financial stability and prosperity of the business are influenced by the efficient management of the capital structure throughout restructuring. Aligning the capital structure with the company, strategic objective and market condition involve comprehensive analysis and file planning and also execution. Then for the fifth element for the corporate finance is fraud risk management and recent issues in finance. What is fraud risk management? Fraud risk management is involved the identification, assessment, and also mitigation of potential risk related to the fraudulent activities within an organization. Fraud can take various forms, including financial fraud, asset misappropriation, corruption, and also other unethical or illegal practice. Effectively, managing fraud risk is crucial for maintaining the integrity of an organization, protecting its asset, and ensuring compliance with legal and ethical standards. Organization can protect their asset and reputation. Uh, Reputation by lowering the profitability and impact of fraudulent acts through the development of the comprehensive framework for managing fraud risk and maintaining a vigilant approach. Then we move to the last point about the corporate finance. Last point for this item is international finance and dividend policy. The term international finance describes is the exchange of money between organizations located in several nations. It includes a broad variety of worldwide financial decisions, action and transaction carried out by people, companies, government, and financial organizations. Global economic condition, geopolitical development, and technology improvement are all factors that influence the dynamic sector of international finance. Professional in this industry have to negotiate challenging environment while taking into account a wide range of variables that affect financial decision globally. Then, how about the dividend policy? The dividend policy refers to the set guidelines and decision that a company adopt regarding the payment of the paid dividend to its shareholders. Dividend represent a portion of a company profit distributed to the shareholders as a return of their investment. The formulation of a dividend policy involves consideration related to the amount, frequency, and form of dividend payments. The chosen in the dividend strategy reflects the company philosophy on returning value to shareholders and its commitment to sustainable financial practice. And then part of the dividend policy, we talking also about the efficient market hypothesis. What is the means for the efficient market hypothesis? EMH is the theory that suggests that financial markets are informationally efficient, meaning that asset price reflect all available information. According to the EMH, it is impossible to consistently achieve higher than average returns by using past information or analysis, because price already incorporate and reflect all relevant information. It's important to note that while EMH provides a theoretical framework for understanding market efficiency, critics argue that market may not always be perfectly efficient due to various factors such as behavior bias, information asymmetry, and also market friction. That is the corporate finance. We have around six items that I already shared in this session. I appreciate you watching this video, and that concludes my sharing appreciation for now. I hope it can be helpful, particularly when talking about corporate finance. Always be in good health and also full of energy, happy and successful in the future. Many thanks and see you.